Oh, mate, look, I know I need to get clean. I am gonna get clean. I just need a little straightener. Then I'll be fine. Right now, I just need a straightener. Just a quick word about all the disinformation out there. All right. Do you know how many layers of fact checking that the New York Times employs? Like layer after layer, there's like editors and sub editors and fact checkers and journalists and sub journalists and interns. There's just so many layers of fact checking when you go to the LA Times, New York Times, Washington Post. And we need, in times of crises like this, to really look to our authoritative sources for information, like the New Yorker, New York Times, CBS News, bro. We can't get suckered in by this disinformation being peddled by Vladimir Putin. It's a threat to our fragile democracy. All right, in times of crisis, like with this COVID-19, and we have the most important election in our lifetime coming up. All right, we can't give in to disinformation peddled by Vladimir Putin, and like I am not a credible source of information. Like all I do is regurgitate like the academic that I've read this week and that I like this week, and I'm not loyal to any of them. Like I'm just like I'm reading books and just like spouting it off like I know what I'm talking about. But we have these authoritative sources of information. Like we've been blessed. Like our founders envisioned the New York Times guiding us through these dark times. So when we're struggling with things like COVID-19, it's really important that we allow YouTube to guide us to the authoritative sources. All right, like there's the World Health Organization. We need to make sure that everything we say about COVID-19 has been approved by the WHO and the Chinese Communist Party because they've done a bang-up job tackling COVID-19. They're really an inspiration, and sometimes I just feel like a fraud. Like who am I? Look forward just regurgitating some academic book that I've read, and like there's peer-reviewed stuff out there. Like we really need to trust sources of information like the Journal of the American Heart Association, like peer-reviewed, fact-checked, authoritative sources. We just can't be buying what like any odd blogger or vlogger or these stooges for Vladimir Putin who are threatening to impurify our vital bodily fluids. Like Putin wants to make dodgy our essence. He wants to impurify our essence. And we can't allow the Russians to have contact with our essence. All right? We need to trust the plan. We need to trust the Chinese Communist Party, the WHO, the New York Times, like layers of fact checking. Right? These are authoritative sources. And we just can't be distracted by disinformation. I think this is the most important election in world history. And so now more than ever, we have to look to those who hold the cultural high grounds. Like there are systems in place with places like the Centers for Disease Control, the WHO, New York Times. There are systems, guys. I mean, these are our social betters, all right? Systems upon fact checkers, upon seasoned professionals, peer-reviewed, like credentialed, solid sources of information. They went to Harvard, they went to Berkeley, went to the University of Chicago, and someone like me, I didn't even graduate from college, man. It's like, oh, I don't even have any real opinions. It's just like whatever academic I like this week, and I just repeat that. That's not a source of information that is trustworthy or valid or that we can like look to in these times. When to think that Putin is right now, he's sending toxins into our vital bodily fluids through penetrating our very sensitive and permeable communication ecosystem. So we have to be on alert for the Russians, for revivals of the Nazis, these malicious actors who are trying to create disharmony in our body politic. Like without the Russians, we'd all be getting along. But the Russians are like trying to create divisions where there's no divisions in America. We're all Americans. We got the Constitution, guys. We've got the Constitution. The Constitution holds us together. The Constitution gave us democracy, and the Constitution, and it's under threat by these contaminants who are trying to create division and sow hatred between various types of Americans. And we're all one here. We're all Americans, and we all need to listen to the authoritative sources of information. And we can't give in to disinfo, guys. It's so important that we follow what YouTube tells us to watch, that we follow the New York Times, that we listen to our social betters, and that we stay in our lane.